imagine some of the disciples were not just hiding and assuming it's fine. I believe that some were freaking out. They were just wigging out. They were losing it. And I have 2 dogs. I live in the country, and I did not know this when buying my house that I'm now in the midst of the tornado area. And so whenever tornadoes are coming, my 2 dogs lose it. They melt. They freak out. They start barking. And I believe that some of the disciples were doing the same thing. What do I mean by barking? They start freaking out. Woe is me. Oh my gosh. He doesn't love me. Jesus doesn't love me. He forgot about me. He's making a mistake. Why are we going through this? Why is he sleeping? This is what I think the disciples are saying here. And we do the same thing when, oh my gosh, I thought he was going to put a ring on my finger. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to retire from this job. I thought that I was never going to have to face this type of battle. Why is this happening? Oh my gosh. And so they melt. They freak out because in the dog situation, they think they're about to die. The disciples thought they're about to die. So they freak out. We call out to God. But if God doesn't react the way we want him to react or in the time we want him to react, sometimes we go to our social platforms and allow them to hear about our storm. I'm going to come for you a little bit here, but I want you to listen to me in this. Do you, in the midst of the storm, after going to God and he does not react the way you want him or when you want him to, does Facebook, Instagram, TikTok get to know about it, or Twitter? Because you're allowing someone to pay witness to the storm. And that might be what God wants from this, is for you to show the full season that you went through, not just the beginning, because, again, I'm guilty here. I used to go to Facebook. I used to be like, you know what, God, you didn't hear me. You're still sleeping in my perspective, so I need to go to Facebook. But always me, right? Right. But that just allowed people to become storm chasers in my life. They got to see when a tornado was coming near. They got to understand that, oh, here it goes again in Bianca's life, because it happened before and she didn't learn from it. Surprising, right? So once I saw that God is in my life and he's actually moving in my life, I sometimes accidentally forgot to go back to Facebook and be like, God came, God fixed it, and allow people just to see clickbait. Allow them to see a trailer, which is really an actual documentary of how God's hand is in our lives. So if we don't acknowledge the storm and we're like an ostrich, or we just freak out and melt because we are not patient, like I wasn't, on the Lord, and we don't wait on the Lord, the world just sees clickbait. They get to see that, okay, so she's always on here whenever something's going bad. But don't they deserve to see when God stepped in, he silenced the wind and told the sea to be still for you? Because that's allowing someone to pay witness to how God moves in your life.